Most people who play this wonderful game, hey, they slice their driver. It's not a big deal because today we're going to help fix that. And we're going to fix that by teaching you how to do an analysis of your golf swing and understand why you're actually slicing your driver. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And hey, most people slice their driver. But if you don't understand how to do an analysis of it, you're going to continue to slice it. So today I'm going to teach you actually the process that I go through. Yes, the process that a golf instructor goes through and to help them understand what are the reasons that is causing that slice. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We've got great content coming out every week, and it's helping people play better golf all over the globe. It's been a lot of fun. And also be sure to leave a comment. You know, whether you agree or disagree, that's okay. A lot of you out there are teaching me some things, and you're also giving us some great ideas on future content, and we really appreciate that. So let's dive right into this. We're slicing the driver. Now there's two things that we're going to look at here. When I'm doing an analysis of a golf swing, a ball that's slicing, I'm looking at two different, let's call them kind of components. Number one is where are they hitting the ball on the club face. We're going to talk about that. Number two is where's the ball starting, and then when it falls to the ground, what direction is it falling? Now that's going to make more sense as we dive into that. But those are the two components that as a golf instructor, when I'm doing an analysis that I'm looking at. Where are they hitting it on the club face? And then where's the ball starting? And what direction is it falling to the ground? All right? So let's dive into it. Number one, where are they hitting it on the face? Now, if you're an avid golfer, you've probably heard of this term called gear effect. All right, now gear effect basically is a design feature built into a driver. This video is not about gear effect. If you want more information about gear effect, there's some really good quality stuff out there. I encourage you to go take a look at it. But let's talk about what that actually means from a performance standpoint. So here's what you need to know. If you're hitting the ball on the toe of the club, which is on the outside here, generally speaking, all things being equal, the ball will have less spin, so it'll be what we call low spinning, and it will tend to draw or hook. All right? If you hit the ball on the inside of the club, which is what we call the heel, all things being equal, the ball will tend to fly higher and be what we call high spinning. So that's the first place that I'm going to look. When somebody's slicing their driver, I'm going to ask myself, where are they hitting it on the face? Because if they're hitting it on the heel, for all practical purposes, I don't really care what their golf swing looks like, they're going to be hitting probably a high fade or a slice. So I've got to figure out why are they hitting the ball on the heel. Of course it could be swing related, or it could be something to do with the way the club is designed in terms of a proper club fitting. Maybe they didn't get fit for the club correctly. But that's the first place that you want to look, is where are you hitting the golf ball on the club face. So how do you test that? Well, here's a simple thing that you can do. I picked this up years ago, back when I was in college, and you might have even seen it around, but you just take some basic foot spray, kind of spray it lightly on the face, hit a shot, and what you'll notice is basically the outline of the ball will be shown right there on the face. So you can tell, did I hit it in the center of the face? Did I hit it on the toe, or did I hit it on the heel? So that's number one, is understanding where you're hitting the golf ball on the club face. Now, I'd be curious to hear from you, whether you've ever tried that, or maybe you have some other ways that you can test that maybe I haven't thought of in terms of where you're hitting it on the club face that can help our fellow golfers. So that's step number one. Step number two that I'm looking at is where's the ball starting and how is it falling to the ground. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you probably already know this, but the ball starts primarily 80, 90, 95% based on where the club face is pointing at the moment of impact. So let's think about that. When I come in contact with the golf ball with my driver, okay, if the ball starts basically on line, I know that the club face is relatively square, all right? So when the ball curves, there's two separate types of parts of the equation. The club face and what we call the path. And think in terms of the path of being like the swing direction. Am I swinging the club at the target? Am I swinging it to the right of the target? Or am I swinging it to the left of the target? And we've done some pretty in-depth videos on understanding curve. And like I said, that's not really what this video is about. This video is about doing an analysis. So the question you got to ask yourself, when you hit the shot and you look up immediately, is the ball basically on line? Because if it is, then you know your club face is probably pretty good. But when it's coming to the ground, if it's really curving hard, then you have what we call a path issue, all right, or what we call a direction issue. Now, if you hit a shot and you immediately look up and the ball is already slicing or to the right of your target, if you're a right-handed golfer, then you probably have a face issue. So let's recap that here again, because it's a lot of information to digest. There's two parts of the equation: face, path. I hit a shot, I look up, it's immediately starting right on line. Okay, my face is probably pretty good. I have now what I call a path issue or a direction issue. And I'm going to show you how to fix that here in a second with the drill. Second scenario, I hit a shot, I look up, the ball started to the right immediately. Okay, then I know that I probably have a face issue. So those are the couple steps that we go through in terms of doing an analysis of the golf swing to kind of understand what's really causing the slice. Now, the drill that I like to use to fix that is pretty simple. What you're going to do is it's really mostly in the setup with one swing thought. So when you're set in there, you're going to move most of your weight into your lead foot. Okay, so I'm a right-handed golfer. I'm going to move my weight into my lead foot, probably, I would say at least 60%. And if you're really slicing a lot, maybe 65, 70%. Get it into your lead foot, take your lead arm, which for me is my left arm, raise it up nice and high. Now, if you're a left-handed golfer, of course, it's going to be the opposite. There's not a different technique or process for a left-handed golfer. You just got to reverse it in terms of adjusting for your side of the golf ball. So I got my weight left, my lead arm is high, all right? And what I'm going to feel here is I'm going to feel like I'm swinging the handle up and to the right. Okay, if I'm a right-handed golfer, I'm slicing. I'm swinging the club up and to the right. And this is a phrase that I use a lot. I want you to remember this. I'd probably even write it down. You want to swing towards the curve. Okay, think about that. Swing towards the curve. So if I'm slicing the ball to the right, I've got to swing the club more to the right. All right, so in this particular drill, my weight is left, my lead arm is high, and I'm going to take this golf club and I'm going to swing it towards the right. And if I can do that, I can probably start to hopefully fix that slice. So next time you head to the golf course and you're slicing your driver, you have a process to analyze your golf swing. Where are you hitting it on the face? Okay, when you look up, is the ball on line or is it already offline? How is it falling to the ground? And if you can answer those couple questions, use the process that we've just talked about, you can start to help to get your driver back online.